Yo guys, we're finally back with another video on the EVO rebuild series. I know it's been probably like a month, maybe even over a month before I put a video out, and it's purely down to how boring and tedious restoring the parts that I took off in the previous videos, how boring it's been to restore them. And I decided not to make any videos of me doing it because you would just be watching hours and hours of me grinding away at rust and paint and muck. And from the experience of doing it, it was so boring. I hated doing it, but you know, unless I want to spend thousands of pounds, it's what I've got to do. So most of that is out the way now for the rear end, and now I feel like I can show you things that have been painted and ready to go back on, things that are now prepped for sandblast and powder coating that I can send away. So yeah, that's where I've been. I decided not to film it because I feel like it was the best interest, my interest and the channel's interest, because boy was it boring. So I'm quite excited now to show you where I'm up to, and I can sort of start making videos again now because there are parts I can start putting on, and I can also start moving on to the front of the car instead of just focusing on the rear, what it's been for a long time. So yeah, let me show you what I've been up to. On to the biggest sort of update with the car. The whole rear end is now painted. I've just got a bit of a torch out here because in the camera viewfinder, I don't know if you can actually tell how good this, well, how good I think this looks. Yeah, the rear, we got it painted. It was etch primed, and I've put Raptor, this is what it's called, the sort of protective paint I went with. Maybe that's a little bit better to show you. Yeah, it's like a stone chip material, black, really thick. And I've done this. Some people would say, oh, you need to paint it silver to match the rest of the car, what it was from the factory, blah blah blah. But remember, this car is going to be driven hard, and I need this type of protection for, you know, when she gets driven all the time. It's really good stuff. I really like the way it came out personally. I know it might not be for everybody, but like I said, I'm not going for concourse. This thing needs to be protected. To be fair, the stuff that was on here from last time has actually done a great job of protecting this car for 21 years. It'll be this year, this car. It did a great job. Hence why nothing was rotten, like most EVOs I see in the UK, and what stories I hear. All the chassis legs get rotten. Mine just had surface rust. It was literally no big deal. These arches are fine. The sills are perfect on this car. So all in all, it was definitely worth doing at the point I did it at. So I'm happy I did. Let me know what you guys think of the paint job. Another little update is the gas tank. I've just put a coat of satin paint on this. Still needs another coat afterwards once this is dry, but this is sort of the vibe that it's going to be when we're all done. Nice restore, because this, I put some before and after pictures of like this and the other stuff so you can see. But yeah, that's how that's looking. The rear diff is looking a lot shinier. I don't know whether to paint this. This is literally purely just me cleaning it. And I kind of like the way it looks a bit shiny. It's not perfect, but it's never going to be perfect unless I put a brand new diff in. So yeah, same with the rear bar, the diff support. Or what do they call this? This is the rear subframe actually. Still needs a little bit of work doing to it, but for the most part it's come up alright. I've also managed to prep and paint both drive shafts. Once again, not perfect. Just wire wheel, sand it down roughly, primer, 2 coats of paint, and the exact same for the prop shaft. I don't know if I have any before or after pics of these, but if I do, I'll put them up. These just look so much better now. Hopefully on camera you can tell. And I mean, at the end of the day, it's a prop shaft. It doesn't even need to look good, but if I'm doing this, let's just do it to the best I can. Hence painting a prop shaft, even though it's not really necessary. And then finally, here's all the stuff that is now ready to be sandblasted and powder coated, like the rear diff mounts, the AYC cage, both the knuckles, a couple of brackets, and all the bolts. They're all going off for blasting and powder coating. The bolts are getting zinc coated, these are getting powder coated black. Should see these back in a week when I drop them off tomorrow. Yeah, that's sort of where we're up to now with the EVO. So as you know, with the front of the car, I've already showed you guys this, but the front core support is nasty. It needs to go, and I found a full replacement core support. So I think today, let's get all the intercooler, radiator, front support out, see what we're working with, whatever we need to prep, like the chassis rails and stuff that might want liquor paint, we'll do that. So finally, I think let's start tearing the front down a little bit. I don't know if I'm going to take the engine out. It's a lot of work for a car that is, you know, it is running fine. We'll see. Anyway, we'll see. Let's get the rest of this stripped down. So I think I'm going to start with draining the coolant, because this radiator does actually have a leak right now. Luckily I've got a brand new Mishimoto radiator up there, so I would say this is the original radiator. It's 21 years old, probably, so the fact it's got a leak isn't really surprising. So it's time to actually get it out, and all this has got to come off anyway to get the front core support out. So let's start with that. I'm going to drain the radiator. Good tip, take the cap off to let it drain easier from the bottom. Ugh. It's quite brown. Probably was due a coolant flush a long time ago, but some things get neglected, unfortunately, and maybe that is one of the things. So now that's off, we can drain it from the bottom. On an EVO, you've got a drain plug just there at the back, you can see. Just want to turn it anti-clockwise, that there, turn it anti-clockwise, and you'll start seeing your coolant flush out from under here. Be careful not to actually take the drain plug out yet, because it's going to start pouring out from two areas instead of one. So just let that drain for a bit, and then you can take the drain plug out. Well, that's the radiator out, guys. Wasn't too difficult. I did take the fan off the front because it was never going to clear this intercooler pipe if it came out as one. I mean, it's not exactly hard to take that off, but and it probably needs to come off, but I'm just going to leave it on anyway because it's off now. So I think I'll take the rest of the coolant lines out, and then we'll give getting this aircon condenser out. Sorry, we'll give it a go getting out the AC condenser, and then we'll probably pull the intercooler, headlights, wings, and that's probably it for getting this front core support out. So let's crack on, just take our time and get it off. Right, well, in probably less than an hour, that's the full sort of front end stripped off the 8. I've still got to take the wings off because, I don't know if I've already mentioned, this full core support is up to the front rails, chassis rails. So here, it goes up, and it's this bar, and it ends about here. We have to take the wings off to get to that. You can actually buy it in pieces, so let's say all that on yours is perfect, you can just buy the front bit, or vice versa. However, I mean, in all fairness, my top bit's not that bad, but if it comes as, the one I found comes as one, so it's all bolted together. So I just feel like for the sake of it, do I do it? We'll see. I'll get the wings off anyway, because if there's any sort of rust that I want to take care of underneath, I will do. And I can't lie, these brackets on my wings are a bit short, so I don't know what I'm going to do about that, but what comes that problem when we'll sort that problem when we come to it, sorry. For now I'm happy that that's off. I'm going to continue taking off the exhaust because we've got quite a few snap studs and bolts, but I want to get that off. So while I've got loads more room, let's give that a go. Right, I'm not even going to mess about with these. I know they're going to be seethed, so I'm going to heat them up a little bit. Right, time to get the 4 studs off the exhaust manifold that go to the turbo housing. I've already pulled 2 studs out, 1 nut's come off, so let's hope we can get the other nut off and not pull the stud out. It doesn't really matter once this is out, but just a bit annoying. So you need a lot of heat for these. Just keep the heat on there for a few minutes. So it's a 14mm, use an impact, and I use a breaker bar because you can just swing off it and apply as much torque as you like. That is still tight. Yeah, that's pulling the stud. But, oh well. Like I said, I'd rather pull the stud than pull just the nut, then snap the nut. I always put new studs in. That's it, that's the stud. See if this one wants to play ball. I believe that's pulled the stud again. So we've got 2 studs in, 2 studs out. Next is going to be where it bolts to the exhaust side of the engine. Not going to be easy whatsoever. Right guys, so cut to the next day. Finally got the exhaust manifold off after a load of hassle. These 2 snapped that go on the hot side of the turbo. I actually had to lift the manifold up and cut this because it had snapped obviously inside, so there was no way to get it out. As you can see, this is going in the bin anyway, but that's a little bit of the damage. Doesn't really matter to me because I'm not reusing it, but it's never good. And I'm 2 exhaust manifolds, studs left on the manifold. I'm gonna have to get a friend to come with a welder to weld the nuts on, because I did the double nut method on the rest, but these 2 you can't get anything on that one, and this one is just super seized. So that's on pause. Other than that though, I don't think I'm going to take the engine apart anywhere else. Probably just put a new thermostat in here. All this is going to stay. I don't think I need to do anything with this. Just take the wings off so we can get the front core support off and leave it at that. Might even take the downpipe off and get a new one, because this one looks pretty crusty. So I've yet to decide exactly what I'm doing on the engine side of stuff, but I definitely won't be going too in depth, I can tell you that, as I'm already too far into this car and I just want to get it back on the road and get using it. So yeah, let's get the wings off and other little bits and bobs that need to come off.